welcome to the Best Umpire Show, where you learn to become the best umpire you can be by improving your skills and connecting with other umpires. Here's your host and fellow umpire, Andy Traub.
Hey friends, Andy Traub here. Welcome to another episode of the Best Umpire Show. Reminder, of course, this is not that I am the best umpire. The purpose of the show is to help you become the best umpire that you can be. Wow, we've had a busy spring so far. I know that I can say we because I get to communicate with a lot of you on social media, Facebook groups, Instagram, things like that. Also just on the field, and it's been busy. It's been very busy. For those who don't know, there is still an umpire shortage, and it will be for quite some time, which is good for us in many ways. So yay us, we're on the right side of supply and demand. I have several things to talk about. The topic or the title of the show is 62 games and 64 days, breaking down the season so far. So we're going to talk about my tired legs. We're going to talk about tax tips. We're going to talk about the reality of just umpiring a whole lot at different levels and how that's gone so far this year. So I want to tell you, I've got a pretty thorough outline here, so we're going to go through a lot because a lot has happened in the last 64 days. So February 28th was my first game of the year here in Tennessee. For those who don't know, I'm just south of Nashville in a town called Spring Hill, Tennessee. And let's go through some cool numbers. First of all, for those 62 games, I've made $5,410. That's an average of $87.25 a game. And I will break those numbers down. And if you want to take part in a poll that I did, I've gotten over 300 responses so far from umpires all around the U.S. I think every state in America has responded. If not, I think it's 49, that you can put in your pay rates. And then I shared the pay rates from all the states that I have gathered information from. So I'll continue to gather more. But a fun fact about that, when I did that survey, I shared the results with people. If you give me your email, then I send you the results of the survey. And I shared all these averages, the high and the low and the average and so forth. And a guy took my data to his local league and they immediately changed their rates. So if you want to get paid better, I've got some numbers to show the people who decide how much you get paid, the comparisons. So definitely way out west, California, and then out east, I want to say New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania are the best rates right now that I can see. Tennessee does pretty well. So I'm very grateful for how good things are in Tennessee. I attribute that to the assigners I work with, to the state association that I'm a part of, to the True Blue TRU BLU organization I'm a part of. So anyway, let's break down my income so far just a little bit more, and I want to give you some tips. And I have a whole episode I'm going to do on mileage as part of this, but the most I've been paid for a game is 105 and the least is 25. Now the $25 was because I did a game with my daughter who is 13 and that was a $45 game. And it was only like a 1 hour game, like 1 hour and 10 minutes or something like that. And she kept 20 and I kept 25. So, and we did 3 games that night. So that's the least I made is like $25 a game. And that was like an 8U softball game. But the most I made is 105. And that's pretty average for a high school game around here if you have to travel a little bit. So 95, 105 is about the average. But on average total, I'm averaging over $87 a game. And certainly that would have gone way up if I didn't do sort of local rec stuff. So let me break down some things for you. And I think some of you will find this really interesting. I really want to encourage you to take this seriously. If you're making any amount of money, I'd say over $2,000, you should really be paying attention to what I'm about to tell you. Okay. So first, I deduct whatever expenses you have lowers your income. Okay. So there's 2 things I want to focus on. Number one is you want to itemize all your expenses. As an example, if you're watching the video, this is a GoPro I got. I got a used GoPro 8. They're up to like GoPro 13, right? But I do not need the latest and greatest. So I got this GoPro 8. I also got a GoPro Hero Session. I'll pull that out here and show you on video. It's a little tiny thing like this. Probably won't use that a whole lot because the battery life is kind of garbage. But I don't know. I'll try to find some creative way to use it. But it's a really small one. It's a Hero Session 5. It's just a very small camera. But anyway, so that I have had to buy shirts and jackets and hats for different associations that I've joined. I'm always happy to pay for those because they pay back those in just a game or two. But I had some software I had to buy. I'm developing a spreadsheet for advisors that's my other job. I'm developing a spreadsheet for umpires to help you keep track of your mileage, your partners, your game locations, the opponents, how much you get paid. Have you gotten paid yet? Or is that payment pending? All kinds of stats. So I paid a guy some money to help me with that spreadsheet and form. Long story short, I have had $1,453 in expenses so far that I can attribute to umpiring. So I've made $5,400, but I've had $1,453 in expenses. So that brings my taxable income down. So instead of being taxed on $5,410, I get taxed on under $4,000, so $3,957. So my taxes, if I didn't deduct anything, my taxes on average are about 17% here. No state tax, but federal would be about 17%. So if I didn't take any deductions at all, my taxes would be like $920 if I didn't make another dollar. But because I'm taking down all those business expenses, my taxable income is around $4,000, which drops it to $672. So I've already saved like $250 there, which is awesome. All right. But then I'm keeping track of my mileage. And again, I'm gonna have a whole episode on mileage, but for the mileage, I have driven 1,115 miles. That's a $223 deduction, like straight deduction. So that comes out of my taxes. So that brings my tax bill down to like $450. So instead of $920 in taxes, because I'm keeping track of my stuff, now, yeah, I've had expenses and I've had mileage, but my taxes will go down to $450. So that's a 51% savings on what I would have had to pay in taxes. So that makes my tax bill $450 instead of $920. So that's pretty awesome. So track your miles, track your gear, track all your expenses. It is worthwhile because it will lower your income, or that mileage, which I'll have an episode about that, will help you deduct off your taxes. All right, so some other stats. I've done 34 games behind the plate, 21 as the base umpire, 7 solo. A couple of those solo games I've gotten paid really well for, so that's been awesome. And actually, you know what? Those have been my highest. I think I got 130 for those solo games. I think I did a double header solo, and I got like 260 in one day, which was just baller. So I've done more games behind the plate because I've asked to do more games behind the plate. I want to get better behind the plate. And so when it's a single game, I'm usually would rather be behind the plate unless I'm really tired, but it's also led to some really tired legs. Like I've been really worn out early in the season. Again, I've done like rec ball, AU softball, all the way up to high school, like state association, TSSAA, which I've been honored to do. Some of the highlights of the games I've done, I did a first round of a middle school tournament, which was a really good game. The lower seed won. It was just a very close game, really good pitching game. I did a JV middle school championship game, which might not sound super exciting to you, but one of my thoughts was these kids were so into it because they were just used to sort of being the second thought all season. And so they really enjoyed having their own championship, and the teams were very good. It was a good game. Not super close, but it's a good game, very talented kids. And it just was cool to be in like a championship atmosphere. So I know it's JV middle school, but to them, that's a championship. And it was exciting. It was exciting for me to be a part of it. I've worked for 3 different sort of associations so far this year, 2 different rec leagues, and it's been good. It's been really good and 2 different travel ball companies. I don't call them organizations because they're not organizations, they're companies. It's been good to be intentional about trying different organizations or associations, different rec leagues, 2 different rec leagues, 2 different travel ball companies. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you go out there and work with them. So I encourage you to go out there and try to do different opportunities, even if you just do it one weekend. I worked with one for one weekend, and I talked to the assigner, and I was like, hey man, like I like you a lot. My partner was really good, but I just can't do it for that little. And he understood that. And I said, hey, if you can talk the boss into giving us raises, and I'll come back, but I'm not coming back for that much. And he said, totally understand that. So let's talk about some longevity stuff and some investments I've made. First, I hope if you're up north, it's maybe a little cooler still. We're in early May, but I have really enjoyed the cold temperatures. I forget kind of how cold it is early in the year here, like early February. It can be like 40 and stuff, or late February can be like 40s and stuff around here. But we play ball, which is awesome. And I just really have enjoyed the cool nights, even the cold games, because I can stay warm. Staying warm is easier than getting cool when it's 90 degrees and you're on turf. So I've really enjoyed the cool weather. I've soaked it in. I've been grateful. Haven't been complaining. So if it's still cool where you are, thank God for those blessings. So here's some expenses that I've had. I think I mentioned some of these already, but I had like $350 in uniforms I had to buy. That's shirts and jackets and hats and things like that for different associations, which again, I'm happy to spend that money. You should be too. It makes you look good, and there's a level of professionalism. And I think that it shows your commitment to the organization if you're going to buy the right shirts and stuff like that. I did order a new All-Star System 7 mask. That'll be in this week. So I am upgrading my mask. I've just had this champion one. If you can see my video, if you're watching the video, it's a champion BM300. And it's been fine. It's really light, but the pads are leather. And I didn't want to just buy new pads. I wanted to go ahead and get a whole system to kind of work together. And you can kind of see where my GoPro is now installed down here instead of it being installed up here, and which kind of really stuck out. I want it to be a little bit more subtle. And it's a little more balanced when I hold it, when I pull it off, obviously with the left hand. By the way, I hurt my left arm so much the other day. I got rocked in that JV championship game. I got this gear that I had that I didn't realize it's still sore. I didn't realize that I had a gap on my shoulder, protection wise, and I got rocked on my shoulder, and I couldn't like pull the mask off with my left hand. It was that like painful. I had to like pull it off my right hand. So anyway, this champion mask has been great for me. I really have been happy with it. It's just the leather is going to be too hot in the summer, I think. So I got this All-Star 7 mask, $130 from umpire.com, 129 plus. It's free shipping, free return. So hopefully it works out for me. That's been an investment I've made. I don't say expense, it's an investment. I bought some new compression shorts from Amazon, and those have been great. I actually got the wrong size, but I got these compression shorts for like $15. They come with the cup, but my cup was not super comfortable. I got a Diamond MMA Cup. I've just heard really good things about them. But I don't want to spend like $35 on their special like shorts or whatever that come with them, because I wanted to have more than one pair, so I didn't have to like wash them, because I'll do games on multiple, back to back days. So I got a couple pairs of these compression shorts and the Diamond MMA Cup. The compression shorts were like $15, and the Diamond MMA Cup was like $35. But it is really comfortable. I haven't had to like use it yet. I mean, I haven't hit yet, but I found it to be pretty comfortable. And so I'll leave links to all the stuff I talk about in the show notes. I also bought some more indicators. Now, these are custom indicators that I sort of shape. If you're watching the video, you can see what I'm talking about. First of all, they're ball then strike. I accidentally bought a strike then ball one. You can see on the video. I accidentally bought a strike then ball, which I'm going to give this to my friend Nate. Shout out Nate. Because when you call it, you say ball then strike. And so I do not know why they make indicators that are strike and then ball. I think that's stupid. But I bought accidentally a strike then ball indicator. And these I got from, it says EverNew on the back. All right. So if you're watching the video, it says EverNew on the back, and then it's from Japan. And hashtag no big tariff yet that I've seen on these. And then you can see here on the video that I customize it. What I do is I shave off. You can see that really good on the video. So check this out on YouTube. You can see I shave off the back of the dial. Okay. When I shave off the back, that is a 1. Okay. That's a 1. All right. Then when I go to a 2, I shave off the front. So I shave off the front. If you look in the video, you can see I shave off the front of it. Okay. And then if I set it to 0, I make a divot like this. So what's happening is when I have these in my pocket, or in my hand, I don't have to look down. Like I don't look at my indicator the entire game, but I use an indicator the entire game. So I'm going to work with the manufacturer to actually get that made, because I think it's a baller system and it really helps us stay focused on the game. And it's a great indicator. It's made of aluminum. But anyway, so I bought some more of these. I just got one on eBay. You can usually find them on eBay. It's the EverNew, one word, EverNew, EKC089. And again, I'll put a link in the notes, in the show notes about that. But it's the EverNew EKC089 indicator. It's aluminum, so it's light, but it's durable. Okay, so it doesn't feel junky. And the other cool thing is, if you look on the video, you can see it's got 2 screws in the back. Okay, see those screws? And so you can take it apart. You can clean it if you need to. That's not showing up very well. But anyway, it's got 2 screws in the back, and you can clean it, which is nice. And like put silicone in it to loosen it up. But, if you think paying $15 for an indicator is dumb, like I think it's great. Like I would easily pay $20. And by the way, epicsports.com has started to carry these, and they're $17. So I don't think it's free shipping, but I would 100% buy one of these. Like they're phenomenal. And you can look at my video on how to customize it. I just used a Dremel to shave off the front and the back and the side, and you can email me if you have any questions. And I have a whole YouTube video about it that I'll post in the show notes as well, showing you kind of how I did it. But EverNew, but at Epic Sports, they're called Markwort, Markwort. And I love these indicators. So yes, I'm telling you, spend $20 on an indicator and you will love it. They're super durable, but still light, and they're great. So I got new GoPro cameras. I got uniforms, I got a mask. I got compression shorts. I got indicators. And I also have a new trunk storage system. So if you want to deke out with me, check out my Instagram at Best Umpire Show. That's Best Umpire Show on Instagram. You can see those pictures there of my trunk organization system, because I literally have all my shirts, all my pants, cups, brushes, indicators, sunglasses, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I got some new sunglasses off Amazon. I lose them a lot. And so I got like 3 pairs for like $25, and they're awesome sunglasses. So they do exist. Anyway, I'll have links to all that stuff in show notes. Let's wrap up by talking about my partners. I've had over 25 different partners. That's one of the things I keep track in that spreadsheet that I talked about. 95% of the time, it's been a really good experience. I had a couple partners that were a little too bossy. I had a couple partners that just didn't care very much, but that's literally like a couple. So out of 25, I probably had 2 bump partners, maybe 3. So even with the younger umpires who I was like, boy, those mechanics are bad, or that strike zone's bad, or he says the count too much, or whatever. Like, they're really trying. So I've been really encouraged by working with younger umpires. It's been fun to work with them. Our future is bright if we keep recruiting. So keep recruiting. So looking ahead, I'm excited for a little bit of a break in May. Our school ball is ending. So I have a break before travel ball really ramps up. I'm excited to start working with True Blue, TRUBLU, which is the group that I'm a part of. Basically, like an umpire association or union for our area. It's phenomenal. They negotiate for us. They assign us great games. They put us with great partners. And this year, they're including some work that you have to do to move up in the levels. And the higher level you are, the earlier you get access to pick the games that you want, and then get assigned those games. And so they're using Patrick Farber's, part of their training is they're going to use Patrick Farber's training. If you're not familiar with Patrick Farber, are you even an umpire? I mean, he's like the professor. That's my nickname for him, is the professor. And you can find him at the Umpire Classroom on YouTube. He makes amazing videos, good podcast, becoming a good friend of mine, great guy. And so we're going to have to take his program, one of his programs, to, I think, move up to level 1 or 2 with True Blue. And I think that's awesome. And if you want to be better as an umpire, or if you are an assigner and you want your umpires to be better, and you all do, then I would mandate them take Patrick's programs. Mandate them, at least one. And so you can reach out to Patrick or me at theumpireshow@gmail.com, and he will give you a discount code, maybe an affiliate fee. So when they buy, you get, $5 or whatever, as most assigners do when they assign a game or whatever. But I would absolutely mandate your umpires have to take part of Patrick's training before next season. So I'm excited about that coming up. Let's wrap up with this. I've got an episode coming up with Joe Sweeney from As I See It, the Umpire Show. He's another umpire podcast. We're going to talk about what do you do when games are really intense, and how do you manage those. I have an episode or 2 coming up with Patrick Farber. I'll be on his show and he'll be on mine, just talking about his history and his sort of perspective on the umpire landscape, if you will. We got some hot takes on that one. I think you'll really like those interviews. And I'm going to continue to have equipment reviews and videos on Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to continue to post full game videos to YouTube. So if you want to watch me, there's a video on there of me blowing a call and a coach being mad at me, and I blew the call, and he was right and I was wrong, but it happens. So anyway, I have unedited videos of me doing games, and also points of highlights, like moments that you need to watch, plays of consequence, you know what I mean? So you can find those on YouTube, look for Best Umpire Show, or on Instagram, Best Umpire Show. And you can also send me an email if there's someone you would like for me to interview. I've got some influencers in just the baseball space that I've connected with. I'm going to start having on the show. But if there's someone you'd like me to interview, then I'd love to know who they are, and I'll reach out to them. I'm batting 1,000 right now with asking people to be on the show. If you'd like to be on the show, do you have a topic you want to talk about, a fun story, then let me know that. And the last thing I want to ask is for you to leave a review. That is the absolute best way for people to, actually 2 more things. 1, leave a review. That's the best way, sort of within the algorithm of people finding out about the show, is for you to leave a review on whatever platform. So Spotify, you can leave stars. Apple Podcasts, sometimes it's a pain to go through there, but if you can go there and leave a review, that'd be great inside the podcast app. And the last thing is, I'm going to ask you to share this with an umpire. Like, if you're an umpire, you know other umpires. So please share the show with them. Let me know how I can make the show better. If you're watching this on video, I'm in my garage right now. because that's how I roll. It's super fun making this thing. I'll be making a lot more episodes now that I've got a little bit more time because I'm not doing so many games. I'll be making more videos and episodes for you. So keep an eye out on those, coming to you live from the Best Umpire World headquarters.
Thanks for being part of the Best Umpire Show community. You can find more helpful content on our other social channels. We appreciate it when you leave reviews and share this show with others. If you've got a question, comment, want to be a guest on the show, or become a sponsor, reach out to Andy at theumpireshow@gmail.com. That's theumpireshow@gmail.com. Until next time, stay focused, stay fair, and always be ready for the next pitch.